Looking like it. Waiting a second for the stream to pick up live.
I think I just figured out why some encryption functions weren't working, Michael.
That looks good and sounds good. So we are live and on the air. Welcome everyone to the Foolish Tech Show. It is a lovely Thursday afternoon, and we are here primarily to provide you with support and answer any questions about our products and services. If you have any of those kind of items, feel free to jump over to foolishtechshow.com. We have a couple ways you can join our IRC chat from there, and we'll be happy to discuss with you directly. Otherwise, we'll probably just talk about random news stuff and tech things and who's its and what's its and whatever our chat may lead us as well. But yeah, how's everybody doing today?
Yep.
Thursday, almost through. That's good.
Yeah. I was asking if PhilThex was around when I noticed he was in the chat. He's still signed in, but doesn't seem like he's around anymore. So
yeah, I just wanted to know if we could assist him in some way. If you know, that's would have been perfect for Showtime. You know, to explain DMZ and why he. But I need to know why he wanted it. So hopefully he'll get back to us.
That. We are being recorded. You can go ahead and do that.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
watch it later.
Sure. Okay. So DMZ is our D-member zone. Basically, it's a login portion of our site, a member portion of our site that provides access to additional product support information for D7 and your D7 2 subscription and D7X subscriptions. You'll see training videos there. You'll, depending upon the level of membership that you get with that, you also get a couple of other things. You get 1, 2, or 4 hours of, depending upon the level of DMZ access you get, of additional tech-to-tech support time. So it's our support package effectively for our software for D7 specifically.
Well, tech-to-tech hours could be for anything. I mean, well,
that's true. That's true.
It highly qualified techs that have been technicians for quite some time, and we can help with any kind of issue, not just our software.
You could theoretically contact us to assist in some sort of malware removal or to fix some sort of network problem you might have trouble with. Certainly, I guess it doesn't have to be, but it's usually related to, usually that time is used primarily for our software support, but yeah, we'll answer any questions you have as usual here. What else? There's access to. Are we still doing the webinars and that stuff?
Yeah. If anyone would like to request one, we'll be happy to do a webinar with you and others.
So you get one or more webinars included with your purchase as well, depending upon the level of purchase. And I guess I'll go ahead and throw in the links to all that stuff. Should just be /DMZ if I could spell correctly. So foolishit.com/DMZ. And where is the chat so I don't mess up? There you go. And
good job figuring out where the actual chat is.
Yeah, and so these are the differences, and everyone gets DMZ access of some sort when they purchase D7. So you'll get starter access, which is included, which gives you access to everything that's on, and I'll show you the actual page. Well, actually, I don't want to. Can I do screen shares?
They can go to the page. And...
it's fine. Yeah.
Hey, Swift110. He was over in the Podnuts chat. I was talking to Door to Door Geek, trying to get him to come over to our watch our show today. But he's got work to do. But he did leave me with this little tidbit that I'll go ahead and share today. So as many of you know, Apple has nixed its headphone jack and gone with just a USB-C connector, and they even provide a little dongle so that you can listen to your headphones, although you can't charge your phone at the same time you listen to your headphones. So I thought that was pretty funny that it's a picture showing advanced tech spacecraft that can travel faster than light.
You can't charge while you have those Bluetooth headphones attached, and they're not included.
The Bluetooth headphones you can.
Okay. Okay.
It's the headphone jack. They don't have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack.
What did you say about the charging though?
You can't charge and use the headphone jack at the same time. So they give you a little adapter that's USB-C to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. And
I got it.
Your headphones.
I got it. The old school way. And is that included? Is that adapter included?
I have no idea. Knowing Apple, I would doubt it.
Well, that's the thing. They're not included, and the Bluetooth earbuds that they have aren't included in the iPhone purchase. They're a separate purchase as well.
Nothing's ever included with Apple.
Yeah, I just it seemed wow. Anyway,
you want 104 keys? That's gonna cost extra.
Yeah, I guess that's a long-standing joke.
I just came up with that off the top of my head.
Well, yeah, they tend to, but there was a time when keyboards there was a key explosion, if you will, on some keyboards, but Apple was always very consistent with theirs.
Yeah, they don't give you enough, and then everyone else vomits extra keys.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if that's not enough, then they remap the function keys by default to useless things.
Yeah, particularly on laptops, that sometimes bothers me. I was always used to having the FN key and expecting it to work as expected, and my expectation was their function keys first, and those other, a volume up and volume down and whatnot second. But honestly, how many times am I using the function keys in a modern application?
I use them all the time.
Yeah, I use Alt F4 still to this day.
I actually had a keyboard, a Microsoft keyboard. It would not let you default them. Like there was no way, software or nothing.
The other way.
Guess I've gotten to the point where though I and maybe it's because of the keyboard and I've just weaned myself to that way. I think there's an option to turn that off.
Some of those mapped ones though are like at boot time even, so you still have to do like function F8.
No, it would be a quote unquote BIOS option to change the way it works, and they do have that, so I can't control it.
Michael, no, not really. And in fact, I've done a bit of coding with key manipulation and keyboard simulating key presses, and there's not even actually a standard for this function press thing that toggles the functionality.
Well, no, but I mean, my BIOS does offer an option. I just haven't changed it.
Probably doesn't work with anything but like one keyboard. That would be obviously weird to me. But so there's not like even like a standard to code software that I was trying to do one time for my keyboard to default it to normal function operation, and you can't do it. It's just like you gotta it's like per keyboard, the manufacturer and all that, and whatever they feel like doing.
Yeah, just like providing Linux drivers like we talked about yesterday. Hey, Futures Tech Sheree and Futures Tech Nell, long time no see.
Oh, hey, Futures Tech.
Assuming that you've been extremely busy, and looks like Cork just joined us as well, so welcome everyone. And yep, Futures Tech Nell points out something else I think I had a link for coming up here, that it is the 50th anniversary of Star Trek. So those of you that like Star Trek over Star Wars, happy 50th anniversary.
Thanks for that.
Did y'all know that they did a Deep Space Nine where they replaced everyone with Frasier characters?
No.
Like apparently there was a
I've
special
watched every
episode of
episode of
Deep
Deep
Space
Space
Nine where they had
What are you
a
talking
episode
about?
where they
I've
had
watched
Frasier characters.
I've watched every episode
I would watch that. But
of Deep Space Nine.
I don't think that
I've
happened.
never remembered that.
I just read the article title because I don't like Star Wars or Star Trek, so
Frasier.
we're all googling it now. So hold on, people. Oh, infrastructure upgrades for a school. That's fun stuff. Oh, and I liked Shook's point there as well. He would prefer a exploding Galaxy Note 7 over a new iPhone 7, and I agree. Although, let's see if I got that one quick and easy access here. There was a picture of a guy's Jeep got blown up. Oh yeah, here we go. So apparently this dude left his Galaxy Note 7 charging in his Jeep, and it exploded and then caught fire. And if you just look at that first picture there, that is wowzer. And they further down, they even got a picture of the S7 Note there burnt to a crisp. So yeah, be careful with those. Don't charge them. Australia Airlines have already banned them from being used on or being brought on planes at all. I think a lot of the American-based airlines have at least banned you from charging them on there. And that is something that Samsung said when they told everybody they're shipping you replacement phones, is not to charge your phone unattended. So just keep an eye on it. Yeah, and Florida men don't deserve a break. So
Okay, so I can't find a good link on that subject that you referred to.
So you did
About
find links about
Frasier.
it?
Well, the only thing that I can think is that there, for instance, Kelsey Grammer has been on episodes of Star Trek. It was The Next Generation, and other characters that have been on Frasier have also been on Star Trek, as you can imagine. There's some overlap, so maybe it's something related to that, how lots of Frasier cast members have been on Star Trek. But
Oh, so you didn't find this IMDb link that's Star Trek Deep Space Nine crossover?
No, I didn't.
They find them in an alternate universe, and you didn't watch all of the episodes of Deep Space Nine like you said you did?
It's a crossover one. It's not. That means it's not an actual episode.
How is it not an episode then? If it was an episode,
where crossover episode?
I don't
What
understand.
are you talking for? Which?
It's missing Fraser from that search. I just wanted to point that out that you hadn't seen that one. I can't find the link either. It was a silly title, so it's not that big a deal. But it's funny. It's funny to think about Frasier cast replacing Deep Space Nine. I think that would have made that show a little bit.
No, just because the episode is called crossover doesn't mean
man, Michael just figured out where we're at.
Crossover. This has nothing to do with Frasier.
No, it doesn't. I just said that while you were figuring that out on your own. I literally just said that to you. I literally don't want to exist. Yeah.
Please stop it, Brantley.
I am.
You'll have to start using the word "like" right in front of the word "literally."
Yeah, I forgot that part. Dang it! I literally don't even want to exist.
Joe might have some more serious stuff to discuss.
Okay, so boot loop will not auto restart. I have to go into loop utilities to get it to start every time. You're talking about the reboot loop built into D7.2? So I actually had tested that fairly recently this year, and things seem to be working. I'm trying to get my VM set up. So
I have a VM up, so reboot loop. So let's see, 2 minutes in between restart, and let's see what's the easiest way to
Are you
test.
going to share your screen so everybody can see what you're doing?
Is it gonna mess something up?
Probably.
Probably.
Let's see.
Why don't you use a VM?
He is using a VM, but his screen sharing, you know how he does.
Oh,
All right, it looks good on our side. Let's see how it looks on the stream. So
No,
give it a
it's
second here.
not gonna. It's not visible.
Nope, you gotta add it.
Um,
Add it as a source. Hurry, screen
okay.
capture. Add screen capture.
Stop. Okay, we're
Oh,
gonna
why'd
get
you
that
stop?
back.
Why'd you stop
Oh,
sharing the screen? You got a screen capture.
no, what? No, I gotta go to scene 2, and then,
You could have just added it. But
uh,
yeah, fine. Go ahead. Continue. Continue. Go.
okay. So now can you see it there?
Waiting. Yep. Looks good.
Great.
Oh, and all your porn windows are open too.
Really?
No. He was like, really? Really? Oh man, I did have this open.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. So let's let's do
laugh
this
at
again.
that for another minute.
Let's do it again. Okay, so if you guys all aren't familiar, here we go. This is D72. You click on the reboot there, reboot loop utility. You get to choose how many times to restart, basically, and how long to wait between restarts. And if you want to do the stress testing and run program,
See, not screen sharing.
blah, blah, blah. Everyone can see this.
He's saying it's only on the stream though. He's not sharing to us.
Oh, he's doing a getaway. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit go. I'm on a Windows 10 here, and right there shouldn't. Well, we'll have to do auto log on, right?
Yeah, you have auto login set. You don't have to do it. It just means you'd have to log in each time it reboot, which would be aggravating, to say the
Well,
least.
yeah, I guess. Okay. And so I'm gonna hit go, and
Are you?
see what happens. Oh Jesus, I should have lowered that.
Michael, you need to not anger me today.
So we'll wait for it to count down 2 minutes.
Okay. So Shuk, first I'll answer, or I'll direct a comment towards you. Reboot utility is really nice, especially for those strange issues that people bring in. In fact, I think this is exactly why Nick created it in the first place. Was we had a strange issue come into the shop we were working at, and they either said something about after it rebooted it caused a problem, or we couldn't get something to happen again, so we just set the system to reboot and then do stress tests in between reboots so that it kind of stress the system as much as possible. And I think some of the best ones are if someone's like, every now and then I try to turn on my computer and it blue screens or something to that effect. So it's a great utility to kind of just reboot it several times to see things going on. And yeah, if you found that rebooting several times may get some malware to reactivate, if it's got a hidden dropper or time bomb or something like that set up, that'd be the best route for that. So thank you, Joe Chamberlain, for that. As far as your other question, Joe Chamberlain, the JRT failing to create a restore point, is that JRT itself trying to create a restore point? And then second follow-up question, is system restore enabled? It is disabled by default on Windows 8 and Windows 10 as far as I'm aware. So if that's disabled, nothing's going to be able to create a restore point, even D7.2. You would have to go into the system restore, system protection, and set it up so that it's enabled on the C drive, just so you can note that. We should do a batch file to do that as a custom util, actually. Michael, write that down. Nick, you're muted. I was saying we could do a batch file to enable the system restore on the C drive, couldn't we? And just do that as a custom app.
Oh, I guess.
So we could ensure that system restore was turned on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's crazy. They disable that. It's
Don't make me go to code.
you don't have to go to code for it.
Well, I know there's some code in that ND72 that turns it on. I just don't remember what it's part of or where it's preferred, so where it's used.
Okay. I hadn't seen something like that before, so
It might just be under the hood, kind of not exposed to the UI, but it's got to be part of some functionality.
yeah, if you find something like that,
It might be just in there doing nothing. I don't know. I have some code like that too.
okay, so it did the first reboot.
Is it still running reboot loop?
It doesn't appear to be.
Mm.
Oh. When I started it, it immediately picked back up.
Oh. Mm.
Or it was just coincidental with me launching it. I mean, couldn't it have been running it in the background?
Go ahead and stop it if you can. Stop it. Stop. And then once you stop it, set the time to 0, and then turn on the stress testing between reboots, because that's what I was actually testing.
Okay.
Well, I can't see Michael's screen, and Brantley, I'll ask you both. Were you using it? I guess you were using it from the auto mode lists,
Can't go
or
lower
were you
than
using
2.
it from the
Reboot menu.
reboot menu? Okay. What about you, Michael?
He's using it from the reboot menu. Michael, you can share your screen in Ring Central so he can see what you're doing too. Yeah, and Joe Chamberlain's saying the same thing. Once he clicks on it, it will start.
Yeah, so just run stress test for, and what else did you want me to change?
Make it so that minutes in between restarts.
I can't change it any lower.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, you can type it in, but
No, I can't.
leave it on that.
Well, let me see. Actually, can I?
Nope, you can't.
Oh, yeah, I can.
Yeah, you can. Just do it on a minute, because we do want it to start up some of the stuff. So. And do force restart. Now go. You don't touch those things.
To array. Switch to header.
So that's going to take a minute. While we wait on that, I'll throw out an interesting link here. So the FAA recently approved commercial drone rules and regulations, and it looks like Chipotle is going to be the first one up, starting off with a burrito delivery drone, and it's going to be available at Virginia Tech next week. So that's fun.
Like, no one wants to actually eat there. I think they didn't get that memo.
Yeah.
They just thought no one wanted to come in, apparently.
Well, it's like if they had all those issues in store, I don't feel like I'd feel any safer about their stuff coming through a
It is
drone.
coming from the store.
Yeah. So, but fun seeing the first drone deliveries getting started and hopping here.
Pretty sad who it is.
Yeah. But I think, and Joe Chamberlain likes Chipotle. But I think
it's probably good if you don't get, deathly sick from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've eaten there. I liked it. Before I watched the news.
I much prefer
I did not get sick. Mose is better.
Mo's is way better. So it looks like it is not starting up on that copy.
Mm.
I'm not sure why you keep using Your Way Computer copy.
Yeah, what are you doing? Using Proctor stuff?
Let's give it a minute and see if it does. Because well, actually check the task manager because it should be running the stress testing. Yeah, Taco John's it is much better. They got way better meat spices. It's very tasty, but they don't have that out here. So
Quit messing around and go to details. Sort. Are they sort? Okay. Yeah.
yeah, no stress testing running.
No.
Well, it was working for me. Maybe it's just Michael's copy or something. The way y'all have it set up, possibly.
Try it since the anniversary update.
You both did from the reboot menu, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I did when I was in my testing. I'm wondering though, maybe if it's a Windows 10 difference, because I was doing 7.
So, okay.
I'm checking it out.
Actually, their Taco John's is all the way down that area, all the way down to Texas and west as well. So it's in Idaho and Texas and Wyoming, and they do not have them in Colorado. Well, yeah, they do have them. They're very sparse in Colorado, but it is really good, Taco John's. There was another place I ate at that was like Taco Good. That was pretty interesting.
Taco Good.
Yeah. They had so many of those places. They're like Taco Blank.
You guys are making me hungry.
I don't know how. Here.
Well, I am loading up and testing on mine, so we'll wait for a second here. And looks like Nick might be right that NASA might be fooling all of us, because it looks like you can easily recreate exploding galaxies with just dye and soap and macrovision. So that's probably where all these galaxy and Hubble pictures are actually coming from. It's just a big bowl of soap and dye.
I thought it was Stanley Kubrick.
Soap they used. That's some expensive soap they used.
Stanley Kubrick's doing it.
Yeah, or he did. He did the moon landing. It's on YouTube, I think.
All right, so I'm doing the testing on mine. I have auto log on. Yeah, do we all have to breathe into our live mics? Thanks.
You only say something because I did it. He does it all the time.
Well, I know they.
And then he goes.
After each other.
He's excited and he finishes a sentence.
So I'm waiting on mine and seeing if the reboot loop works on 7. Maybe it's something with 8 or 10. So while I wait on that, it looks like Costa Rica has gone 76 days using nothing but renewable energy. So way to go, Costa Rica. Apparently they had done it last year for 75 days. So now they've gone even 1 day further on that. That's pretty cool.
Dang.
Yeah, an entire country off renewable energy. That's a good thing.
Wow. Al Gore doesn't live there.
That's true. So it looks like already Apple has come out, or someone has come out with a $40 dongle so that you can charge your phone and use your headphone adapter at the same time. And I like how they didn't even make it a headphone adapter. They just made it a second USB-C so that you can plug your adapter in and plug your charger in. But $40, geez, for a USB-C splitter, basically, that's all it is. Or at least that's what that picture looks like. Maybe they do have a jack in it because the article is saying something different. But anyway, that's just crazy. Like I was saying, the new iPhones are going to just be like octopuses. They'll just have a bunch of little dongles hanging off your USB-C thing so that you can use it with all the various adapters and items and things you got going on there. Let's see what else we got today. My system just shut down, so we got a couple minutes for it to restart here. I don't care about the all-in-one services. So nothing else new. Let's see what else we got. Old new. Lifehacker has 8 proven strategies for better remote work. So anyone else doing remote work can check into that, see if those strategies might assist you in any way.
I got one. Get somebody else to do it. I'm just kidding. Actually, you know what? What I really
work solution.
Well,
we're gonna have a talk after this. All right, my system is starting up now, so I'll have the results here in a moment. In the meantime, you can check out how to boot a USB on a Raspberry Pi 3, and that's not an Odroid thing, so cool on that. And looks like it's, maybe I wasn't doing it in the reboot menu. Because it is not starting up, that's true. Yep. So that means I must have been doing the function for it, and
well, it doesn't mean that. It just means it was working for you at the time. When were you doing this?
Well, it was earlier this year, so it shouldn't have been any different.
Well,
so there is an internal function for D72 reboot master, and let me test that one out while we're talking about it. That one I would assume would do it as expected. And running it, it automatically picked up the settings that it had before, so we'll wait 2 minutes and see where that goes. In the other meantime, it looks like if you wanted to convert any USB keyboard to a Bluetooth keyboard, you can do a do-it-yourself adapter for that. It's pretty neat. Oh, and Nintendo fans out there. So it looks like Nintendo has released a Android and iPhone app called Super Mario Run. And Engadget put a despairing title on it saying that Nintendo loses a little piece of its identity with Super Mario Run. So maybe it's not that good. The graphics look phone-like, so I'll see what's bad there, but I haven't played it.
Looks fun so far.
That's right. Tank is a wild one. I think we've had him gagged during the shows now because of how much he takes over.
Brantley, had you mentioned the?
I apologize. I'll try to talk less in the future.
Have you talked about the Pi achievement, as it were?
Oh yeah, 10 million computers sold.
Yeah, and you know this is right on the heels of them being acquired, right? I forget the company that bought them, but that bought ARM, not them, ARM Holdings. Yeah, so Pi is big news. Pi is big news.
Wasn't it like Amway or something? It was a really weird company that bought it.
Yeah, but it just it shows that this is, I mean, this is not going away. These small computers, Internet of Things, they're all based around ARM processors. I bet Intel's really pissed about that.
SoftBank bought them.
SoftBank, there you go.
Japan SoftBank bought Giant ARM semiconductor.
Oh, they're Japanese? I didn't know that.
They also have a special mod in Ingress. SoftBank does. So that was interesting. They're out there. They're into the technology. I'm assuming they're a bank, so kind of weird for them to buy up ARM, but hey. Let's see.
Okay. Did they seriously explain the removal of the jack, the 3.5-inch jack, as we had the courage to do it?
Yeah.
Give me a break. Get off your high horse. Get off your horse, Apple. Come on. Only they could get away with that type of marketing BS, but whatever.
Well, double-clicking run did not do it, so let me try auto mode.
And Brantley, did that you saw that article about the modified USB adapter? I mean, but you've been talking about we've talked about the land turtle, and we've talked about you talked about the rubber ducky and all those devices. It's not surprising. I don't know why this is really a news story otherwise. I guess they don't listen to our site, right?
Are you talking about converting your keyboard into a USB?
No. But I thought this was related. So this was a story regarding a a modified USB Ethernet adapter, very much like my.
Yeah, that's the story that we talked about yesterday that Phoenix posted.
You guys already talked about it.
And it's actually by Rob Fuller, I believe his name is, more commonly known as Mubix, who is like a major asset to the Hack5 team. So
this is so this is basically them pushing the story.
Mubix is his own. He stands alone. He's one of the creators of Metasploit. So he's as far as I understand it, I don't know his full resume to the price, but as I understand it, he's a large part of Metasploit, and he's also like a super hacker that's fairly well respected and can do a lot of things. And he used the USB Armory and the land turtle to find out that vulnerability that is kind of crazy, that your Windows and Mac computers will just see a network device and then will just start sending credentials to it.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. How do they not understand the issue with that? Couldn't this be easily be patched though?
Well, I would hope it will be, but currently I don't believe it is. So this we talked about it on the show a little bit more yesterday, and this is what we're talking about right now. I'll give you a couple links to that because I have been looking into it because I want to try it out on the land turtle that I do have. I also have the USB Armory and could try it that way, which would give you nice LED control and stuff. But that's what we're talking about if y'all want to look more into it or didn't catch the show yesterday. I think I even have the link that Phoenix posted. Looks like maybe not.
So they specifically tried it with the USB Armory and the Hack5 land turtle. So I didn't know about the USB Armory. That looks like a neat little device.
It is. It has its specific uses, but
I guess I'll.
This is
There's the
that Phoenix gave to us yesterday, but all three of those links talk about the same thing. The USB Armory is a cool little device, though. I use it as my offline Bitcoin wallet.
Oh, that'd be a good use case for it. I think it sounds like it would be at least, and I guess you can attest to it. Secure arms.
So
Oh,
I'm not sure what's going on, Joe Chamberlain, but thank you for pointing this out, because now we're going to have to look into reboot loop, because I can't get it to do what it was doing for me previously. So we'll look more into that, and we'll get back to you possibly tomorrow when we find out more and see what's going on there.
Yep.
So thank you for pointing that out, Joe Chamberlain. That is exactly what we're here for, and we will look into it and get back to you on it. In the meantime, if anyone is considering buying an office building, apparently there's one that's been marked down significantly because it is in the shape of a picnic basket. So there's that. Honestly, the building actually looks pretty cool if it didn't have those stupid handles on it. And if I bought it, I would tell them I want those handles removed, because it does look like a fairly nice aesthetic building there.
I just got to the part about the price though of that. It's €100. That's a little bit expensive.
Yeah, nobody said it was cheap, but it does what nothing else can do.
Oh, yeah, it is flexible, but okay.
I thought this was a pretty interesting article. I haven't been able to watch the video yet, but apparently there's a leaked demo video showing how the government spyware infects computers.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
you're interested in that, you can check it out.
Good stuff. And this would be like a Snowden type, the stuff he was reporting on, right?
Hey, I do have a quick fix for you, Joe Chamberlain. You can put it, if you know you're going to be doing a reboot loop test for the moment while we look into it and figure out why it's not working correctly. It is doing the first reboot, but it's not doing subsequent starts. So we'll look into that side of it. But a quick fix for you in the meantime is you can put that reboot master in your D7 startup if you know you're going to be doing a reboot loop testing, and it does pick up your settings as soon as it starts. So the way you would want to lay it out there is, you know you're about to do reboot loop testing, set your auto login, go into your config and custom app section and set the D7 startup to have the D7.2 reboot master in it, and then you start the reboot loop utility. When it reboots, D7.2 is starting up as it's supposed to, and then it will automatically start the reboot loop utility and will process as expected from there. That is not the way it's intended to work, but a quick fix to get you going while we look into why it's not working the way it's intended to work. So, and awesome, yeah, no problem.
I don't know, Bradley, but I'll look. Yeah, I'll look at it.
Okay. In other news, this is interesting, I thought, especially us drone enthusiasts. Parrot is doing a drone to help navigate indoors, and even including a NVIDIA Tegra K1 mobile processor in it. That actually, it's the only drone I've seen with active cooling even. But it has a few sensors and a few strengthened things to help be able to fly your drone indoors. I thought that was pretty cool, although I do hope Parrot has moved on from using a Wi-Fi access point to connect your controller to the drone. That's just crazy to me, especially when you leave Telnet open with default passwords. If you want to know more about what I'm talking about, I'll give you the YouTube link on that talk where they did a take down my neighbor's drone. Yeah, so if you do own a Parrot device, check into this and see how insecure your drones are. Pretty fun stuff, though. If you do know someone with a Parrot, you can actually take it over fairly easily. So we talked about them selling 10 million computers. No, Glenn isn't with us today, but apparently some Aussies built a super long slip and slide, as long as a football field, actually, and that does look like it would be pretty fun. That's a pretty big slip and slide. And speaking of Australians, a radio show in Australia did a bit where they called up a random Australian and asked him to be a job reference for him. And the person was like, absolutely. And then they pretended to be the company calling in about the job reference. And he was like, oh, yeah, I've known that guy for 10 years. Awesome guy. Would do anything for him. So I thought that was pretty funny. And that was slip and slide. And then job reference. Second YouTube, and I spelled that reference wrong. Oh well. Oh, you want to see something really creepy? If you didn't think Doom could be scarier, someone went through and replaced literally all of the images in Doom with Tim Allen. And then even had like the grunting and stuff for all the stuff. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, good stuff there. Any of y'all ever play NBA Jam? It was pretty fun, highly popular.
I remember that
video game. Well, here is Midway's pitch for the game, and I guess this was actually the pitch to the NBA licensing people to be able to do this. But what I thought was interesting about it was the way they did it with the technology they had at the time. Like, this is around like Nintendo time, so like original NES graphics and things like that. And it may be something that still gets done today. I want to say it is probably a standard way of doing it today, where they record live actors and then take those videos and basically animate them into computer animated characters that can do all the actions that the live action person did. And then they use that to program in the control and manipulation of them. I thought that was pretty cool. Interesting look into the way video games were made and possibly still are made. Anyone that likes oh man, what was the name of that show with the It Crowd? Anyone likes the It Crowd, you might like this video. Moss goes on a rant about being bullied. It's actually pretty funny. You don't get to see him cuss a lot, but he does cuss a lot in that video. So
Are there new episodes?
it is a auto playing link, so be wary of that. No, it's not a new episode. It's just him on a television show and about bullying.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, it's got the
actor.
other guy with it.
Yeah, the
guy in the
vampire guy. Yeah.
the the server guy troll. What was?
Yeah, and yeah, Joe Chamberlain. That's what I was thinking. A lot of the video games are like that. So, I thought it was cool how they showed off that in that video and pitch. So, yeah, check that out if you're interested in those kind of things. Here's a good look before you leap example. Apparently some cliff jumper decided to jump off this cliff and didn't realize he was jumping onto basically a big pile of rocks. And I don't know what happened to him at that, but there was a video for it. It's hard to get the link to that video, so I didn't do it that way. You just get a view of it. What else we got? Anybody else got anything they want to talk about? Mention, say? About an hour, but
Doing the brain thing mostly. It's not going well.
Well, apparently churches are starting to offer free Wi-Fi to lure young people back. I would just be happy to have Wi-Fi, but I feel like that might defeat the purpose, like, of going to church if you're just playing on Wi-Fi the whole time.
You got me. I'll bite. My church has Wi-Fi, and it's for the app. It's not. There's like an app that any church can use. It's got all the. Oh, my internet connection is unstable. But the app is for like the notes and the sermon and all that junk that you can follow along without having to have a Bible. Because in the app you can just tap whatever and go straight to the reference in the scripture.
Oh, that's interesting. And maybe does it do like the songs and such, and like give you the songs?
Babe, this church is chicken. No, I guess it could if it was set up. I actually do the notes on the app for my church every week.
Oh, well, yeah,
So,
set it up so that you can sing the songs and stuff right from it. That would be cool.
You can't really. I mean, there's not. You could, but there's not an interface for that to be intuitive. And
Yeah, I'm not talking about
bouncy ball would be nice.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not talking about
Sometimes I
having a
get messed
bouncy
up.
ball set up there, but
Yeah, but I mean, it also has like the live events thing. It's like YouVersion is what it's called on Android. Bible.com has it. But you can go to the live events, and like if you're in like another city and you just need a church all of a sudden, you can find live events.
you need a church all of a sudden. That's an interesting way to put that. So now, is that it has to go out to the internet and then back to it, or you can enable Wi-Fi in your church just for that app so that people can just have that and not internet access? Or
I mean, I guess you could if you had like, a setup, on your router and stuff. I mean, yeah, that's going to take, that's all.
It's whatever. Figuring.
Yeah. I don't know. I won't do that.
Beavis is looking for a coding project, and he's on to the bouncing ball song sing-along bit. So
Contact the YouVersion folks, because that would actually probably help me out. Sometimes I don't get it either. I need the bouncy ball.
Doom, doom, doom. That'd be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it that way, Beavis, but I'm just talking about like if you don't want to have internet going to your church at all. Like, I mean, because that's an extra bill that they're paying is internet bill, so.
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, it's internet, It's whatever, $40 a month. I don't know. I like cheaper than stocking Bibles.
Yeah. Joe Chamberlain, there is a program that you can remove Norton registries with. If you know all of the registries you would like removed, you can set them up in DN Installer. and that's built into, it has a special version built into D7.2, so you can use that to define registry keys, files, and something else. Or is that it? Just registry keys and files. So you can list out a bunch of those, and when you do the deinstaller auto mode or even regular mode, you can have it remove all of those keys and things. You would have to manually enter them though, so that's the side.
I can't make your bowling team tonight, Beavis, I'm afraid. Not tonight anyway. Maybe another time. A little more notice would help.
Yeah.
Tickets and that whole mess. Plus, I don't even have a bowling ball anymore. I use a house ball when I bowl. I mean, I carry my own shoes and stuff, but yeah.
A house ball, that's weird.
It is weak. But usually they have some house balls that were like owned by people with hands that aren't like all like this, that make you do this in the ball, you know, so you can actually get a good grip on the thing. But
he says every Thursday night, so notice has been served. You got served.
You need to fill in every Thursday night. Sounds like you need a new team member. I just can't do that. I had things to do on the East Coast.
I think he means as long as you let him know you're coming that Thursday. Even if you don't let him know, if you come there that Thursday, he's willing to kick that fourth person off to have you on his team. That's how I interpret it, at least.
I'm just doing well. I had surgery on this thumb earlier this year, and I wasn't able to bowl until recently, like a few months ago. Plus, I also busted my ankle, and I was laid up for like 3 months, you know, not moving well anyway. It's still swollen. That was like 4 months ago.
God, I should have pulled out my camera instead of helping you like to do.
That was so funny, and you just watch me like limp up the steps, like all the way to the 3rd floor. You're like, oh, you probably shouldn't walk.
Yeah. You were not taking anything by anyone, so it was like
because I'd been laying out there yelling in the rain. The rain was dropping in my ear, and you know I have one good ear, and I'm laying like this, and then there's just like I can't hear anyone come out, so I just had to yell for a while randomly because I can't hear the door open. This rain dropped in my ear, and it made me not hear, and it was horrible.
And I'm like getting ready to leave and taking stuff out to the car, and I hear, and I was like, what? And Nick is laying like on the ground, one ear up, and his one foot's like still on the bottom step. And I was like, are you all right? And he's like, no. And I was like, here, let me help you up.
I hurt so bad I could not even turn my head. I couldn't move that much for a bit to shake the water out. It sucked.
Yeah. Wait, is that a joke? Are you playing on words there, Beavis? You only have one good ear. He never heard that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen me wear my headset on this ear? It's because it hasn't worked since high school. You want to know that? Actually.
What kind of Facebook friend are you, Beavis?
I know, right? Actually, he's probably a good Facebook friend. I just don't use Facebook.
He is a good Facebook friend.
I guess.
One of my preferred Facebook friends, actually.
Oh, boy.
So, interesting here, I thought Duke Nukem 3D re-releases and adds additional levels from the original team. So if you want to see the Anniversary Edition World Tour that packs 8 new levels and freshly recorded voice lines and modest graphics updates, check that out. Duke Nukem 3D was one of the best and one of the worst disappointments for a sequel that took forever to come out. So that was a terrible sequel. Duke Nukem 2000, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't too good.
Oh, I didn't even know you lived with him. So
Beavis was my roommate for a few years, and back in the day, I worked for Proctor actually.
so it was a play on words that he'd never heard that, because you were talking to his bad ear, to Beavis's bad ear. You're talking about, so. All right. Well, we have reached our hour for the day. I'll leave you guys with one, guys and gals. I'll leave you peoples with one last link here. I had thought this was a really cool Kickstarter project when I saw it, the Pocket Chip, or the Chip computer. But looks like it's out and about, and you can get one with the full handheld experience, and it's fairly nice. It's interesting. It's definitely not a powerhouse that you're going to be using a whole bunch, but it's a cool novelty item to have and play around with, I feel. So check that out if you're interested in those kind of things, having a Linux device that's a PDA form almost. Thought that was interesting, but otherwise, thanks Jay Chamberlain for bringing up that reboot loop issue. We're going to check more into that after the show, and hope that quick fix gets you around and up and working for now. And Shuk thanks you as well, because he had never heard of that before. So I think it was Shuk that said that. Was it?
Yeah, Shuk, he hadn't heard of that one. He hadn't.
Tested or
There's
tried
so
it yet.
much. There's so much. Yeah, stuff. Yeah, you just explore.
Just pull menus down, click everywhere you can click. That's cool.
Yeah, click on random things that don't even look like you can click on them. Trust me.
Actually, it's an NFC chip, so not an RFID. Those are a little bit nicer, but I can program it to start my car if I get a NFC thing to start my car. But looking at the state of door locks for NFC, it doesn't look like I'm going to be starting my car with my NFC chip anytime soon. So
there's also an Easter eggy kind of bit in D7 too, with clickety 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 click. Yeah, in certain spots.
yeah, so click around and find the Easter egg and report back to us.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get a attaboy or attagirl, depending on.
No one has ever mentioned it. But you'll know it when you see it, because it says like, don't click anything. Like, it'll pop up a new window and it'll be like, don't click on anything on this window. Just close it. Congratulations, you found it. It's like I used it for testing functionality and things. And
Yeah, definitely don't click on anything in it if you do find it.
yeah, especially not on anything important. I'm gonna tell you that. Maybe a VM that you don't care about. Yeah, a snapshot, but just in case. But finding it—that's the fun part.
Yeah. No Tetris clone. That would be cool.
That would. He knows that's my favorite game too.
There are two interesting links that just came up. Awesome, Joe Chamberlain. Let us know if you find it. There are two interesting links that came up. So the first one is talking about this Anchor Power Core battery pack, 5,000 milliamps. And the reason I wanted to bring that up is because
I can always use another one of those.
Yeah, I was looking for a replacement for my pineapple juice battery that came with my tactical kit, and it's really hard to find a slim battery pack that has the USB thing in the middle so that I can still use this nice little 90-degree adapter with my pineapple in this case. But as you can see, it fits perfectly in this case. It's actually a nice little battery, plus it adds 1,000 more milliamps. So,
quit moving it so quickly.
sorry.
I don't know if it's everyone or just my connection, but
But it is pretty slim, very tiny. I mean, it's about the size of a checkbook.
Well, I just meant like, with the adapter with the 90-degree angle.
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty cool adapter, I thought too.
That's like a 180.
Well, yeah.
I was trying to figure out how 90 degrees was going to help.
But yeah, no, it is 180. You're right. Yeah, so it does that so that you can slide in, and the pineapple will be able to pull juice from that battery pack, all in this nice little tiny package.
Neat.
Works really well. It runs my pineapple for quite some time, and
the other link is for that adapter?
no, I do not have a link for that adapter. I could not find that adapter anywhere. But I don't need it because I got it for what I need it for.
Well, yeah, you do, of course.
You can buy a pineapple tactical kit and get one if you'd like. But
I was considering that, but I'm sorry.
Oh, cool. This other link that I'm about to post here, it's related to porn, so sorry about that, but it's not technically related to porn. So
Again, not again.
Oh, wait. This is a big issue.
Notice Michael chime in. He woke up all of a sudden.
This is a big.
Post a link.
This is a big issue and a big problem if this goes through. Because what this European court battle is over is being able to link to things. So what I just did there, I would have to get permission from Engadget to do, possibly if this goes through and is approved. Which I think that's ridiculous. Like, I can't post a link to somewhere. That's insane. That's going to break
insane. Not only will it break the internet,
the concept, of the internet.
It's also the concept of, like, if you want your information out there, like if you went through the work of putting something on the internet, wouldn't you want people to link to it just for?
Yeah, in other words, a place that nobody goes to. Why would anybody want a site that can't be reached, right? I mean, that's what Google's business is all about.
I put this website up here, and it's not behind any kind of wall or anything, paywall or nothing, but I don't.
The subtitle for this article says, "Publishing hyperlinks to leaked content constitutes profit somehow." So
somehow.
Yeah, that sounds like the South Park gnome. Step 1, plan. Step 2, step 3, profit. Yeah, I mean, maybe if they just go with like things that aren't supposed to be publicly available, but you made them publicly available, that kind of brings us to the white hacker kind of thing. Like,
yeah, collect underpants. That's it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Thanks. That kind of leads us back to the, like, if I host a publicly available FTP, under current US laws, if you access that FTP without my permission, even though it's publicly available, there's no password or anything on it, anonymous access even, you are still breaking into my server and I'm allowed to sue you for that. So that kind of is on the same line there, and I feel like that's completely wrong. But anyway, keep an eye out for those kind of things.
Well, being able to
somebody leaves the door unlocked, though, it's still illegal for somebody to walk into their home.
Michael, being able to use a computer is they legislators consider you like a hacker or something.
Yeah,
the computer. If you can use the command line to do anything. Yeah, especially on the internet.
Oh God, do you guys remember back in the
Telnet?
day when you were in school on a school computer and God forbid you had a command line or something similar pop up? The reactions of everybody.
I had to get.
I was in there before they were afraid of it, so that was kind of good. But my brother's generation and later.
My teach had I think he was supposed to do football normally, but that was like they didn't have anything else to do, so he had the quote unquote technology course that did there were some 486s in there, and they were set up for a DOS based CAD program, and curiosity one day led me to type DIR. Well, I wasn't supposed to do that, and so he's like, get out of that. And so I was like, okay. I turned around and just looked away, and he's like, get out of that directory. And I was like, I'm not even.
It still doesn't beat my.
Would you like me to run an additional command to make the output on the screen go away? Is that what you're saying? Get out of that directory.
I got suspended from school for 3 days for changing the default word template. No command line required. I got suspended from school for changing the default word template for 3 days.
If I was
my mom-
if I was in high school in your generation, I would have been arrested and sent to jail. Then
You
My
wouldn't-
mom found out and was like, "Well, it's nice that you get a vacation."
when the football coach is yelling at you to get out of something that you're not even into, then yeah, you're not going to do nothing. But Proctor brought in, that's when he first brought in that Zentris, the DOS Tetris clone. Man, we was rocking that thing. It was a different class, but it's the only other class I had a computer in school. But we rocked that thing when we weren't just skipping class anyway. But
All right, well, good, fun stuff.
yeah.
Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks again, Joe Chamberlain, for pointing out that to us, and thanks everybody else for joining us and jumping in the chat and offering up bits and pieces there. So we will be back tomorrow for our Friday show at 6 p.m. Again, we are here primarily to support our products and answer any questions, and otherwise we'll just enjoy our time with you. So thanks everyone for watching, and see you tomorrow. Take us on out, Michael. You're muted if you're saying you are.
Twitch is down and